Hi, I'm Demon and welcome to hell. Thought I'd let you know on what I've been up to lately. I'd like to take this moment in time to say a special thanks to everyone that subscribed to this channel. Congratulations for me, surprise, yay! We reached over 6,000 subscribers. I would love if you guys could help me get to 6,666 subscribers. So maybe you got a few more friends out there you haven't said, hey, you should check this out. This is kind of interesting. So if you like this channel and you want to see us get to that next goal, please tell your friends to subscribe, check the notification bell, and wait for the next one to come out. And while we're talking about this, my kids inform me that most YouTubers have names for their subscribers or followers, and well, I just don't know what to call you. What should it be? Should it be Hellions, Philodemons, Bastards of Hell? What do you think? If you could leave it in your comments below, we'll seriously put that out there. Give you guys a name. You'll notice I have a little bit more red in my hair and a little bit of black nail polish, which by the way is my favorite color. I do like black nail polish. But the reason being for this is a couple of days ago I had taken part in a music video for a band called Punch Drunk Cabaret, and it will be released in September. And in this video I had the very honorable role of playing none other than the devil, which I enjoyed very much lately. So if you're wondering, that's why. More news this week. I just got, and for anybody who has ordered any hoodies, sorry for the long delay, but we just got them in. As you can see, look, no holes. A lot of dirt, but no holes. So fresh batch of hoodies are in, and they will be going straight to you as soon as we can. So expect them in the mail. Today I'm going to be working on a really cool project. It's going to be for a good friend of mine, Harley Page. She's a sideshow performer, and she's requested me to make a life-sized Harley Quinn mallet, or hammer of death, as you'd call it. Anybody who likes the Joker and Harley Quinn, the movies, you know that big hammer? We're going to make something like that, but even more cartoonish, and go over the top of that with this one. But we're going to use what I got around here to make that possible. So the requirements of the build is to be large and grandish of size, be lightweight, because she's not very big, and it has to have a secret compartment. So I'll show you the material that we have today and junk that we're going to make it out of, and then we'll go step by step and you'll see something cool being done. And we'll see how it turns out. It's too bad this wasn't a lighter wall. Make great hammer. Well, that's a heavy steel. Well, how about we go and see what's in one of my sheds? Pardon the mess, but you know, one of these days we'll sort it out. Always got to watch out for spiders and wasps and grumpy squirrels. So we're looking for parts for the mallet, and I've got lots of pots and pans and things in here I like to keep for special projects. It could be good. Stainless steel pot. I mean, I could use the lid, but then it's, you know, a little narrow. Alright. Hell yeah, that'll make a good mallet. Be a nice sound. You sit on it. Let's see if I got some handle material. Well, here we are at one of my steel racks. I want to see what kind of material we have for a lightweight handle. Hopefully, I thought I might have some light stainless steel tubing, but it doesn't look like that at this point. I've got a really nice size, sturdy, lightweight handle. I think it would be really good for Harley. But it's galvanized. So if you don't know what galvanized is, it's zinc dipped or zinc plated steel. So this is really soft metal that doesn't react to the environment and has a very low melting point. It just means it's very hard to weld the two together. Again, more galvanized, copper. Yeah. No stain. I guess it's going to be this. It'll be a good handle material. Now we're gonna have to figure out how we attach all this stuff together. So what I got over here are two large 12 by 16 inch or 12 by 11 inch stainless steel soup pots. And you're like, how are we gonna make a hammer out of that? Well, the idea is what we're going to do is we're going to take off these handles, fill up the rivet holes, not that it really matters, and then put one on top of the other. Now, you think, oh yeah, we can just weld it up, but seeing how it is here, what we're going to do is we're going to band it with a piece of 2 by 3/16 all around the edge. And on the inside of the band, we're going to put another rolled 1/4 inch hot rolled round bar in the inside of this frame. And then we'll slide one side of the soup pail through it. Then we are going to insert this handle through the ring, weld it through to the other side, both sides. Now this one bottom section will be secure, and to make sure that it can withstand, you know, a bit of abuse, we'll put in another probably 1/4 inch rolled ring in there as a backstopper. Then for the secret compartment, this is where it kind of gets interesting. We don't really need a big area, but what we're going to do is, to make this happen, is we're going to take a piece of this 1/4 inch pipe. Once we remove the handles and fill up the holes, we're just going to drill a hole through this pot, and it should just be over. And then what we'll do is we'll weld these washers to this little piece of pipe in this pot, and then we don't have to make any kind of backing or anything. And what it turns out to be is it's a handle that I can carry. But not only that, what this bar acts as is kind of a locking mechanism. So imagine this bar being through the pot. This, you've got a nice ring. It looks like a tennis racket. This pot is firmly positioned just like that. What we do with the next section is we will, the pot will drop down over top of the bar like this and rotate. And that's what will lock the top half to the bottom half. And how we're going to do that is by taking a piece of rusty 3" by 1/8 flat bar, and we will fold it either side of this handle, and then we will be cutting notches in it and cut it off like that. And then it'll be folded up. So now you see the rod will go between either side of the flat bar, and when we turn it, it's locked from both sides. And since there'll be a ring on the inside, there should be really no movement or no play for the other half of the hammer, thus reducing the weight of the entire hammer and increasing the space for basically her show kit. Her show tool pops open, all her stuff, and it's like a big clown hammer. It will make a really cool noise. And once we've fabricated this up, we're going to paint it. So I hope you enjoy the build, and we'll see what it looks like when we're done. Just going to leave those in. Save me the time of filling the holes. Go on to the banding. There, we've got that idea. Now what we have to do is we've got to construct a band that will fit over the top of this lower pot. And that within this band we'll put a backing ring, so it will slide through here and catch under this lip. Then we can install the handle and go forward with that. Now next step, we need to make a band with the inside diameter of about 12 5/8 for this one. So this is 3/16, so 12 5/8 plus 3/16 plus 3/16 is 13 inches. So we're going to go and draw a 13-inch diameter circle on the table, So when we're forming it, we can get a better idea of how close we are to the size that we need. Now, today we're just using what we have at hand and what's available. So I'll be rolling this flat bar and the other 1/4 inch round bar and all the other pieces for this job on kind of like a tuning fork or a blacksmithing pickerel fork. What it is just 2 pieces of pipe attached to a piece of flat bar, and when you put any metal between it, you're using it to, you know, bend and deform your shape. So you're going to shape your pieces manually, and then as you get to the end, then you'll just grab your piece of pipe and forge out any bumps or lumps or whatever else. So we're going to do a little hand forming, keep it simple. So now we got to go down. Now when I'm using the tape measure for accuracy, a lot of the times we go by the 1 inch mark, as you'll see here. Alright. So for a little more increased accuracy, if you're running imperial tape like I am right now, then a lot of people tend to start off at the 1 inch mark rather than at the tip, because the end of the tape measure moves, right? So there can be some different measurements. So for a little more accuracy, we'll go from the 1 inch mark. And what we want to do is we want to get from the 1 inch, we want to go 7.5, because obviously half of 13 is 6.5. So we have our 6.5 radius. And just to be nice, this just makes things easier, since everything depends on the first ring. Then everything we build after that has to fit into this ring. Right. So there's our 13-inch diameter circle. So if I've done my calculations correct, then I have measured this bar for a 13-inch diameter ring. So if you want to find that out, you take your diameter times pi, 3.14159, that will give you the length you need. So, we start off in here, just a little short. So how we do this is just mostly by feel. So start it as soon as you can just feel it, and then you just kink and advance. Kink. So it's a slower process, but you can go faster. And then you just keep feeding it and bend it a little. And actually this rolls a lot of flat bar out really nice. So you don't quite need to put it in the forge or do it hot. Save you a bit of time. And if you're not too jerky with your movements, then you won't have to do a lot of hammering at the end. Don't worry if you're at the same, you know, if you go too small right off the bat, because you can stretch it out or keep bending it in, right? Just what you want to maintain is that it doesn't get a twist while you're doing it. And at some point, it seems to get tighter and tighter and not quite as round as you'd like it to be. Yeah. Yeah. Look at that beautiful, lovely round circle. Perfect circle. Not yet. I'm making a mess of it, Ma. sometimes you get a little carried away with all your bending, so check as you go. This is not the most accurate way of doing things, but it gets it done. And yes, it'd be way easier if I had a roller or took the time to make one, but I don't have one. Trim a little bit more. Now I trim to fit. Chimney, tree. side of their junk. Mashing it around, buckle it up. We're just gonna cheat on this one. I'll show you how to cheat. See, this bar is light enough that we can just vice grip it around and we'll tack it in several spots.
What are you changing?
Just wire feed speed. I wanted it, you know, a little more short circuit than globular.
How long are we going
There we go. See, every 2-inch centers, I'm putting about a 1/2-inch stitch on it, which should be way more than enough for what we're doing. And that will also help, you know, really maybe make this circle nice and round, because then you're keep welding around, right? And then we repeat the process. And even if you shape that ring perfectly to the inside, it is really good to clamp it all the way as it goes. Because when you attach light bar like this, every tack that you put on will heat and move and distort the ring, right? I don't suggest you use a grinder without a handle all the time. I've just been using them for like 20-something years, so it's kind of how I work on them. But you notice I do have my guard on it. Every now and then you get bit. Now, one of two things that we can do. We can position our handle so we cut through the weld and put our handle through, and then we got a weld on either side. And then come into here, because we already have a center mark, and you're really not going to see this at the top. Or we come to the opposite side and then weld in behind the weld. Because we will be hammering on it, but it's not really a concern. It's just using it as already a center mark or an end mark. what galvanized is. I might have explained it earlier, but it is a zinc coating on top of this, either electroplated or hot dipped. If you want to weld this, perfectly weldable, but you gotta remove the coating because it melts at 600 degrees. So it's like, you know, putting grease on something metallurgically. You can't bond zinc to metal. The temperature difference is too drastic. So, and another caution when you're welding galvanized or metal that's been galvanized, it's covered in zinc. So you remove it, but if you don't remove enough of it, what happens is you'll actually vaporize the zinc on the outside before you get to the metal. And that'll turn into a white plume. I could do that for you and you'll see a little thick white cloud, but you might even see it anyways. Don't breathe the thick white plume. That is zinc oxide, and that will give you zinc chills, or the shits, massive headache, fever, overall really not a good feeling. So anytime we go to weld in these locations, we try to remove as much zinc coating as we can before we weld. Here's something funny. I had to radius the outside of this pipe, but look at it. I kept on doing it, but it's a saddle. How could I radius it and become a saddle? Oh, because when I do this way, if I look at the other way, it doesn't fit. So, it's kind of funny. Gonna be like a giant lollipop. See? Remember this? Hi, boys and girls. Yes, that's right. It's the romper room. Remember that?
Only if you're Canadian.
Huh?
It's a Canadian thing.
Yeah, I'm Canadian. Romper room. You like my steel balls? I do. Just be super fucking lazy and do that. I think that's what I'm going to do. Now stick a ball on it. Now for the big foo-foo-fwa-fa, we're gonna put the bucket in the ring. See how that works. This is a rubber mallet, so I don't dent the shit out of everything. I just gotta get that in there. Much harder to put in the other way. don't even have a cool ring. Well, really, the hardest part is done. Now we gotta put the locking pin and a locking mechanism and paint it. I'm gonna weld these washers on the opposite side to this floating bar. These pieces of round bar in here are to guide the leading edge of the pot on either side as we go to lock it in. So when it's locked in, it doesn't go wiggle, 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 or not as much. That's all. Mallet. It's the last piece to go. This is our locking mechanism. We just got to shape it to the handle. happens when you don't heat it wide enough.
Oh, just a better round hole. No. That's it. That's the concept. Alright, now we'll tack in the locking mechanism and see if this holds tight. If it does, then we'll weld it out and the project, your main build is complete. Drum roll. Well, here you go. It's the completed sideshow hammer. And just the base paint on, and Harley will finish all the rest of the detailed work, or however she wants it. So, if you're wondering what size of hammer this is, it's 12-inch diameter by 22 inches.
Yeah, the gate to the backyard.
Hay decking season, so This is hard selfie. Corey brought the mallet down, and I'm about to see it for the first time this morning before we leave. I'm selfieing it. I don't know this shit. Oh my god! It is so ridiculously disproportioned. I love it. Oh, it's lighter than I thought it would be, too. Thank you guys so much! It is ridiculously oversized. I love it. Here, wait, I'll do the thing. Ow, and hit myself in the head with it, apparently.
Till next time, we'll see you in hell.